Manchester United back now. The international break is over and Premier League football resumes this weekend. Really excited. It seems like an age ago since Manchester United beat Everton 3-1 away at Goodison Park, and a great victory for Manchester United, but it barely eases the pressure on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And this weekend these two managers come up against each other who are in desperate need of 3 points, really are, because both managers are under massive pressure to start winning games. West Brom are in very, very poor form. They've barely scored a goal recently. Their most recent goal, I think, was against Brighton, an own goal, and before that it was the 3-3 draw against Chelsea, which was unlikely for them, but that was the last real good performance I suppose they put in that 45 minutes there. But since then they've really struggled to score goals, and Manchester United have got to take advantage of this home game against a team that is in the relegation zone and is one of the favourites to go down this season. If you don't have a world-class goal scorer, you're going to struggle down the bottom, or a good goal scorer, you're going to struggle to survive. And Slaven Bilic has got his hands on to even surviving the job till the end of the season and to keep West Brom in the Premier League. So this is make or break for Manchester United. Lose this game and Solskjaer could be under, well, he would be under massive pressure then to keep his job. I think it will be very unlikely he's going to be able to. He's going by game at the moment. It was great that we beat Everton in the previous game, but to be honest, Manchester United should be beating Everton. I know I did predict that Manchester United would lose because we weren't playing very well and I wasn't confident going into it, and it's always difficult going to Goodison Park, but I believe that Manchester United got a better side than them, and so if you've got a better side, Manchester United should go out and prove that. And we've proved that in big games, but we just aren't consistent enough. Certainly against these smaller sides, at Old Trafford we've been horrendous this season, and we've got injury concerns and what else not to contend with for this game. I mean, back four looks like it's going to be massively changed up for this game, which could be a concern for Manchester United. It really could. De Gea will obviously be in goal, but we've got no Luke Shaw, which, although I've been critical of Luke Shaw over the years, this is a massive problem for Manchester United. He has played better this last few months, but with Telles not really playing a lot of football lately, he's had coronavirus recently, barely featured in the international break, only come on as a late sub in one of the games for Brazil. It is a concern. He hasn't had a lot of game time, and he's probably going to be thrown in at the deep end unless he does put in Brandon Williams at left back, but I think he's going to go for Telles. Wan-Bissaka should be fresh because he didn't play for England in the international break, but there is rumours that Maguire could be out of this game, is apparently injured in the England international, which is a blow because that England game was a fucking dead rubber, so that is bullshit. He's missed training as of Thursday, so we will have to wait and see what happens there, but it doesn't look good for Harry Maguire, so it will be probably Axel Tuanzebe and Lindelof, but Lindelof's also been struggling with injury as well, so that is a real concern there, because I'm not too sure what we're going to do otherwise. I mean, we've got Tene Mengi and other players that could come in, but Rojo's not in the picture. Phil Jones is injured, so it is a bit of a concern at the centre-back for Manchester United. Now, midfield, McTominay hasn't been in training either. He's come back late from international duty, so whether he's going to be able to play in this game, I'm not too sure. Maybe he'll be rested for this particular game. I would expect Fred to be in the starting lineup because he hasn't been playing for international Brazil side, so I would expect Fred to keep his place in the team, and I'm going to go for Donny van der Beek. I think Donny van der Beek could come into the lineup for this one. Not too sure it'll be Pogba. So them two. Obviously we'll have Bruno Fernandes in there as well in the three in midfield, and then you're going to have the three up front, whichever he's going to go for. I mean, obviously Bruno Fernandes will probably be in just fine. That's if he goes for the three up front, or he goes for if he goes for a diamond or what he goes for, but I would go for three up front. And it's going to be interesting to see what three he does pick, if he does go for the three up front and then the three in midfield and the four at the back. I mean, he surely can't go for five at the back for this particular game. I wouldn't expect that, but he could go for a diamond formation, but I wouldn't really go for that for this game. I would go for three up front and three in midfield, with maybe Bruno Fernandes being in ahead of maybe Fred and Donny van der Beek slightly, and the three up front. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see because Anthony Martial's apparently injured, got an injury problem, a back injury. There's reports that Cavani's got coronavirus, so we will have to wait and see on there, and he was absent from training as of Thursday as well. So, but if Anthony Martial is fit, I would go for Martial, Greenwood and Rashford. He probably won't go for them front three. Rashford's also carrying a potential shoulder injury still, so that's going to be interesting to see what happens there, but he's got to go for that front three against West Brom home, surely. I mean, obviously Greenwood hasn't played for a while, was out of the previous game, but I would just throw him straight back into the team. We have really missed Greenwood on a regular basis this season. I really do believe that. Playing Juan Mata out wide is alright. Juan Mata's a decent player, but he doesn't offer that goal threat that Mason Greenwood does offer, and we've got to take this game by the scruff of the neck early on and try and get some goals in this. This is a game that we could fill our boots in, possibly. It's on paper a winnable game, a comfortable winnable game on paper for Manchester United. I don't want to put the downers that Manchester United then go and fuck it up, but on paper, Manchester United, this is Manchester United. This team is good enough to swat this West Brom team aside. No disrespect to West Brom. I know they got that 3-3 draw with Chelsea, but this team is good enough to swat West Brom aside. I really do believe that. And if we play that front three with obviously Donny van der Beek and with Bruno Fernandes, I think that there is a real goal threat in there. I really do. But if he goes for, obviously, if Martial's out injured, if Rashford's out injured, and he doesn't play Greenwood, if he doesn't play any of them three, then Manchester United are fucked. But I would expect Rashford definitely to feature in this game, and Martial was in training today, so I would expect at least one of them two to start the game, and probably Greenwood will be on the bench, but it is a bit of a kick in the nuts if he is. I mean, he could start, if a couple of them are out, he could end up starting with maybe like Martial up front, or Rashford up front, and then he might go for James and Mata on either side. But to me, that is just too weak. Manchester United have got to go for this. We've got to score goals, create chances. This is a chance to get our goal difference back up as well. So I think he needs to go with a fairly attacking lineup for this game. As I say, West Brom haven't really been scoring a lot of goals, so we can outscore this team. We really can with our goal threat up front. So let me know what you think of this. I would expect that West Brom would sit pretty deep and try to maybe look to counter-attack Manchester United, which we do quite effectively against some of the better sides. And we've got to watch that we don't get caught out with that if they do. I think that they would be happy to come and sit in and just let Manchester United come at them, because it's the emphasis on Manchester United. We're the home team. We've got to go for this game. There's no fanning and fucking around with this game. We've got to go for it, got to get the 3 points, and I do believe that Manchester United will get the 3 points. I'm going to go for Manchester United winning this 2-1. I don't really see where the goal threat really is coming from West Brom. I know they did get the 3 goals against Chelsea, but recently they haven't really looked a goal threat. The goal scorer they got 2 that day hasn't really been featuring a lot recently, so it will be interesting to see how Slavan does line up for this game. But I'm expecting Manchester United to win this game. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, and if you're watching this on Facebook, please do head over to All Things Man United on YouTube and subscribe there. If you're watching it on Facebook, please do hit the share button. It really does help us out, and hopefully Manchester United can get the 3 points. I think there will be a bit more heavy rotation over the coming weeks, because the games do come thick and fast. So whatever team he goes for in this game, we shouldn't pull our hair out too much, because it will probably be a bit rotated again for Istanbul in the week in the Champions League, because there's going to be games every 3 or 4 days coming up to Christmas. So Manchester United are going to have to rotate the side a bit, and if a few players are carrying a knock, it might be best. I don't want to weaken the side too much for this game, but it might be best to rotate occasionally if a few players have got a knock to stop them getting further injury. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.